Hello, I'm Dr. Martin Bales, and I'm the founder of Bales Photonics and co-developer of the Firefly line of light therapy devices. My father, Maurice Bales, has been developing light therapy devices for over 21 years, and we are very excited with the results we're seeing with the Firefly. So today, in this short video, I'm going to show you how to assemble your Firefly home for usage. So included in the box should be the power cable, 2 sets of protective glasses, the Firefly home control box, and the Firefly home wand. Okay? So before we turn anything on, we're going to put the glasses on, but we can go ahead and connect the wand and the power cable to start with. So the power cable goes into any US standard wall plug and connects to the back of the Firefly, like any standard computer system. Okay? And you'll note the switch to the Firefly is also on the back panel. We're not going to turn that on yet. Okay? So now we are going to connect the wand into the Firefly control box. Okay, so now we are going to connect the Firefly home wand to the Firefly home control box. First to note on the wand, there are 3 different connectors at the end. There's a 15-pin connector, and then there's 2 smaller sub-connectors that are round. And it's the best idea to connect these first. You don't have to, but it's just a little bit easier with the fingers. So you'll note that on the front of the Firefly, there's the 2 round small connectors, and then there's the 15-pin. So we're going to go ahead and it's just turning right, like tightening a bolt. And you'll note that one is black and one has the yellow shrouding on the outside. It does not matter which goes in which, so we're just going to go ahead and put the black one on first. And then the yellow one. There we go. We can make sure they're just finger tight. We don't have to use any tools or anything. And then you'll note that the 15-pin connector is larger at the top and smaller at the bottom. So when we plug it in, it'll fit that way. It will not fit the opposite side. And it's easy to know if you're correct because the 2 wires will be coming out of the right side towards this small circular connectors. So we're just going to connect it in there. If one has a jewelry screwdriver, they can turn these 2 screws to tighten. This is plenty tight. It's fine. And I actually, even at the clinic, just leave it like this. I don't tighten that in. Okay, so now that we have the wand connected to the control box, we are going to turn it on. But before we do, very important, we're going to put on these safety glasses, because we always wear safety glasses. Everybody in the room is required to wear the safety glasses when the unit is in operation. Okay. The safety glasses on. Don't I look nice with the safety glasses? Okay. So we are going to turn the unit on. As I mentioned before, that's going to be in the back of the unit, right where we plugged it in. Okay. And we'll hear the fan start up in the wand. And we will also note on the front panel that we have some lights that turned on. So we'll go through the front panel controls first. We'll notice that with the red set of lights, there is the intensity. Intensity is scored from 1, 2, 3, or 4, starting with 1, which is 25%, 2 is 50%, 3 is 75%, and 4 is 100%. So we're just going to leave it on 100% for purposes of this video. The source has 4 settings also, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is for no setting, no active frequency sources. And we use this for pain. And the other sources I'm going to cover in another video, they're used for other neurological diseases. So for now, we're just going to leave it on source 1. Note that when we switched it from source 2 to source 1, this active frequency light went out. I'll do it again. So the other source is 2, 3, and 4. That means that the machine is receiving frequency information, but with 1 it's not. Okay, and then finally we have the timer. We can select 1, 2, 5, or 10 minutes for the treatment time. And that's from when we initiate the treatment to when the treatment is finished. So I'm just going to select, I'll leave it on 5 minutes here. You can see it goes 1, 2, 5. Okay, so that is for the front of the control box. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the switches on the wand. So the wand, the light will be coming out of the front of the wand, which is this circular area here. The wand is held like this, or with left hand. And you'll note on the back side of the wand, there's a couple different switches here. So starting actually with the middle switch, when that is depressed, it doesn't have to be held, but it's depressed just once, the machine will be activated for the amount of minutes that were selected on the front panel, 1, 2, 5, or 10. And then we have 2 switches on the left and 2 switches on the right. The 2 switches on the left control the different blue outputs, so there's 2 switches for blue. The switch just to the right of the go button is for infrared, and then the switch to the far right is for red. So I'm going to go ahead and start the treatment. I push the button, and notice nothing came out because we have them all in the off position. So I were to turn one blue on, we can see that it's putting out blue light. I can turn another blue on. I can have both blues on, so now it's putting out double the blue light. And you'll notice that the indicators are blue, the LED indicators above those switches. And if I turn on the infrared light, you'll notice it's a pink indicator. The infrared, now we can't see near infrared, we can't. And we're not to look into this, but the near infrared is active because we can see the pink indicator there. And finally, the last switch is the red. So the way this was designed, one can run up to three of any 4. So one can run the 2 blues and infrared, or the 2 blues and the red, or an infrared, red and blue, which is all of them. But if we try to run all 4, notice the light stops coming out. Running all 4 at once is too powerful and it would overheat the chip. So they will turn off. So if all 4 of them are in the up position, it's kind of like all 4 of them being in the down position. So we're just going to run one at a time. Okay, so this concludes the video of setting up the Firefly Home. I'll turn these off. To turn off the machine, simply turn the switch off in the back. You don't have to wait for the Firefly wand to cool down. You can turn it off when the chips are still active, and if it's hot, that's okay. So please view my other videos on YouTube, on the Bales Photonics channel with the Firefly for treatment of various diseases. Thank you so much.